Welcome to Spiritually Era. Welcome me and welcome you. And if you're new, welcome and welcome back. I'm Liera, your spiritual guidance, here to guide us. If you don't know, you will, so stay tuned. Contact information about me is listed below. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Roles can be flipped, switched, and reversed. So yeah, y'all know how tapped in I am, right? So anyway, and how I get my downloads, they come through many synchronicity signs, and it just take pattern recognition to pinpoint what the hell I'm seeing and how to, you know, decipher, interpret. So if y'all haven't been watching, or if y'all haven't checked out my other readings I've been doing lately, they all been chaotic. It's some shit that I've been channeling that I don't even know what the fuck going on. Like when it comes to imprisonment, money, like murder or some shit, crimes and shit like that. I don't even be knowing what the fuck be happening going on and what I be channeling type shit. So anyway, I came to a conclusion because I had to watch this movie. I ain't have to, but it's just been it popped in my algorithm basically, and I ended up watching it. It's called The Betrayal, and I've been picking up on that a lot too in my readings. I have a lot of readers saying like, hold on, friends would be the one to get you in the long run. That's a reading. Being treated as the criminal they are. A plea deal was taken or given. Strong evidence has been found that was hidden regarding the case concerning you. Just a lot. Y'all just have to go check it out. ABM Collections on YouTube. But anyway, this is what I got. Somebody could be in prison or in some shit as it relates to something, a business, a fraud. Well, not a fraud, but like a fraudulent business, I guess you could say. And then I've been picking up on this Queen of Pentacles. That could be a queen pen of some sort, or whatever the case may be. But anyway, there's a business that somebody is either working from or in, or some shit like that. There's more than one person in it. It's a very strategic job. No, like not strategic. That and like discreet job basically. I picked up this a long time ago too, so it's just like it's all, the dots connected. But anyway, and when I said that last reading I had made about the there's no honor amongst thieves, but damn, not they trying to blame it all on their partner. When I said something about a wife or a mother or some sort, this is all connecting, y'all. So anyway, I watched the movie yesterday and I connected the dots. Somebody knew their job. So first of all, family is a part of the job. It's a front. You gotta have, like, motherfuckers gotta choose their wives and shit like that, and family to look the best part and act the part or whatever. The mother, whoever, wife, or whatever the case may be, they are oblivious to some shit or whatever. Somebody put them in some shit to save face, or to like basically sacrifice them in the end, because they was backdooring or backstabbing a motherfucker in, the whole business type shit. The business trusted this motherfucker because he know the ins and outs just as well as they do type shit. But some money ended up being stolen, transferred. I've been picking up on that lately too. Money laundering and shit, overseas and shit. So bank accounts that motherfuckers don't know about or whatever. So they kidnapped the wife or some shit, like basically to torture her, to tell them where the money was at. She absolutely didn't know what the fuck was going on, but the dude was like, you know more than you think, and she didn't know though. But she had, survival instincts and shit like that, so she had to do what she had to do, and she figured it out type shit and it's crazy because, like I told y'all before, like how I stayed in my house and shit, and I felt like it was cursed on some shit because it was like I had the wrong motherfuckers in there with the spirits and shit, and I almost felt like I was being watched the whole time I was in my motherfucking house, and it's crazy. But when I watched the movie, it was like that. Like, motherfuckers bugged her house and shit. So basically, they watch and listen to everything going on. Because I guess, they watching everything this man do. The husband. So the dude, his partner, one of his partners that's in the business, they like, you don't know your husband. Like, he's not who you think he is. Shit like that. Running her down on everything that's going on. Like, he do this. We watch him 24/7. He's speaking code. That's how they know what the fuck to do, when to do it, and shit like that. Everything, like listening to their intimate moments, they knowing he not loyal, shit like that, with the whoop. But they didn't know he was stealing from them. And had they known, because look, they listen to everything he do, they watch his every move type shit. So it's like he was like, I didn't think that because they speak in code and shit, it didn't come across his mind that he could be speaking in code to somebody else to backdoor them type shit. So that's what was happening though. So he was telling the wife, like, you want to see your son and shit like that until you was telling me where y'all was going and where the money and where he did with the money. But she really didn't know what the fuck was going on. So he was like, listen to all these tapes type shit to figure out if you see something or hear something unusual that's like off, in an imbalance type shit that'll, lead them to the money. So she found it. She found out the code or whatever the code he was speaking to, like, tell somebody else the plan and shit like that. So it ended up being like, basically the husband, it wasn't shit. Like, he put the whole family at risk and in jeopardy. Basically, he was trying to. It almost gives me widows. This could be a widow. You could be a widow. Whatever. Take it how it resonates. But if y'all seen Widow movie, how everybody was a robber and shit like that. They had their own lives, and the wives was left with, like, they end up dying in the beginning of the movie. It looked like it was like a setup off bat, but not really. It looked like they got caught by the police, but the car had blew up, so it killed all the people in there. That's how the motherfucker wanted to make it look. But one of the motherfuckers in there faked their death and shit, and had motherfuckers going through hell and hot water to figure out what the fuck was going on, because motherfuckers was after the wives type shit, because it was like, some type shit, but they didn't. Whole time, this motherfucker back doing everybody, the family and the motherfuckers that they was in, because they was just trying to kill two birds with one stone type shit to get away. That's how it happened in Widows. But anyway, back to the story. So she found out the code and shit, like, motherfuckers was speaking words, and then you had to, like, decipher what the fuck they were saying if you ain't writing it down, and basically. So she got this whole little script from reading the code, listening and shit. It had stated a lot of shit, like where they was gonna be, the drop after they transfer the money, the drop, and like they had other little signals, codes and shit like that, names, coding and shit like that. But as it's all playing out, right? Because mind you, the man telling the wife this, basically he was gonna kill her anyway, because like but he ended up, like, as she was helping him out, he was helping her type shit. So it was like, he was finding out more than he even thought some shit was, by her. So when she told him everything and shit like that, she already knew, like I said, the devil don't bargain. So he promising her shit and shit like that, but he really ain't standing on his word, because he really got to stand on business too. So when she told him that, like, everything that was happening, she ended up getting into the account or whatever, because the husband was like, he was very counteracting every move that he knew the motherfuckers was gonna be on. But obviously he wasn't that fucking smart. He was an idiot. He had used his son. It was a bracelet he had on some shit that had the account numbers on it, and then like I said, he was speaking in code the whole time, knowing in these motherfuckers' house. Like, imagine you married to a motherfucker, y'all in this house for like 3-4 years, just saying, and this motherfucker been bugged the whole time. Like, motherfuckers listen to everything that happened in there. Like, they watching your son grow up, shit, basically. So anyway, the husband, like, telling the son, "Sing my favorite song," and the song ended up being the code type shit, like, stupid. But anyway, she ended up figuring out type shit, because she like, gotta be something, because why you saying that's your favorite song and it's a number song type shit. So anyway, she ended up getting an account or whatever. The dude that his partner basically, he was a little skeptical because he was like, she was like helping him on some shit. She was like, you gotta give me your code because it wouldn't let them transfer immediately type shit because it was like a high security account type shit. So whoever that worked with him or above him type shit, she had to get their information. So he gave it to her. So when she did it, it was like, okay, everybody happy. But he like shit, well, but she was like, she already knew she was dead type shit. So that's what she was saying, like, I already knew you was gonna try to do that, but save my kid type shit. So he gave her word that he was gonna basically protect the kid and off her type shit. But somehow when he was finna do it, or he was, I don't know if he reneged on his word or some shit, but she was like, you can't get that money without me type shit because I changed your password. So he thinking he off cool because the money in his account, but she changed the password, so it was gonna be like if he tried to get in, it was gonna get locked. He was gonna have to wait 24 hours, which it was a time limit on everything happening because the money being transferred is a certain amount of time that they had to do it, or it was just gonna be like wasted money type shit, like, you know. So y'all gotta watch that movie. It was good as hell. I'm like, what? This is crazy, but obviously this is real shit, right? And mind you, I was going through some shit. Like, I stopped fucking with a lot of people in my life, you know, because it was a lot of shit. I was like, I realized I was like a sacrificial lamb type shit in a lot of motherfuckers' lives. And it's a motherfucker that like I said on my testimony in my reels, basically it's about background, everything, how I became spiritual and shit like that. And yeah, it all resonates, I feel like, too. But, yeah, this motherfucker I don't like. I don't fuck with them like that, you know. But it's every time I would see them on some shit, they would tell me some shit I ain't even need to know or something, or like they don't got shit to do with why I'm in, you know, in front of them type shit. Like they traveling, going over, like, and what's crazy, the person that I feel like worked with the motherfucker I don't fuck with no more, their birthday was in the motherfucking movie, July 21st, y'all. Significant as well, Cancer. Anyway, where I was on. So anyway, he was getting anxious and upset, so he like changed it back, like, you know, having a gun in her face and shit like that. She was like, I forgot what happened, but he was like, no, when he gave her the password, right? This how the shit was connecting, right? So boom, he loyal to who he worked for, right? And the motherfuckers he worked for, like, it was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. But I hope I'm like giving it out how I see. But anyway, he gave her the password and he was like, his password was Cody. So she ended up like prying into his information. Like if she had she not, he wouldn't knew half the shit that was going on. So he was like, she was like, who is Cody type shit? You killed your wife just like how you finna do me or some shit like that. So he was like, Cody and my wife was raped and killed type shit. And then she was like, why type shit. And then who did that? It so happened to be her husband that offed his wife and kids, and he didn't know why. And with the information she had on the code and shit saying about the banks, and she ended up mentioning a bank. Obviously, he didn't know about, but she was like, they said it was going to be transferred to Bromwell, or some money was going to be transferred for $1 million Cody. Like, they had the little, you know, speaking in code and shit, they said Cody something, transmissions and some shit. Like, it was just in code. And then they had the bank Bromwell, some shit like that. So, she said, I heard that name in the tapes and whatever, Cody Bromwell, something like that, for $1 million or something like that. And he was like, that's when it clicked, like, oh, somebody was hired to kill my son, basically. He didn't know who, right? Boom. Cause they was after $40 million, y'all. This ain't no little ass cash. And I've been talking in my reading like about money and shit like that. Like, I've just been channeling, but I'm thinking it's little petty cash. This could be like millions or some shit, or thousands or something. Like, but in a movie, 40 million. When she transferred the money to the dude, it ended up being 44. So that's where she got the extra 4 from. Motherfuckers was promised, paid $4 million to off his son and his wife possibly, but still, it was fucked up. So I think they was at a little standoff or whatnot. She changed it back. Then the people came in. The people he worked for, the people that he loyal to type shit. Who he, it was a woman, like I said, the Queen of Pentacles, Queen Pen, basically. I don't know if that was his mother or just a lady. She was like a boss bitch, basically. She had some other dudes around her too, like 3 or 4. They had somebody that worked with the computers and shit that can like wire or fuck with the wires. I don't know. I just seen it. So she basically came in talking shit, I guess. Like, basically telling the woman, like, she ain't made for this life. You smart with the boot, all that. And then, dude was like, she asked the dude, like, where your, his name was Alec. The woman was Jamie. I forgot the other dude. So all that could be significant. But, she asked Alec, like, where her son at, and he didn't want to say it. Like, you could tell he was hesitating, like, should I tell her the truth, or like, because he fucked with the Jamie, like, he ended up growing some type of bond, because if it wasn't for her, they probably been broke and all type of shit, like, in some shit, all type of shit. So anyway, he ended up telling her the truth, like, he with her sister or whatever. But she had asked him, like, do you believe her that he, like, because she was like, my son won't say nothing type shit. And he was like, yeah, I gave her my word type shit. So the woman telling the Jamie, like, I trust Alex's word. Like, Alex's word is basically she fuck with him, like, she loyal to him type shit, but she basically telling her, like, and before this all happened, before they came in, her survival instincts, like, was just gonna get her fucked up altogether. But is she wrong? Is she wrong for, like, escaping some shit she never knew about type shit? So anyway, she called the police, but it didn't go all the way through. But they ended up calling back in the midst of that conversation. So I'm guessing she was gonna let her go or whatever, or like she was gonna give her grace. But after that, it was just like, yeah, nah, I can't trust you type shit. But she was telling her, like, basically how her son, when, like, her doing all that still wouldn't, like, because her son was gonna grow up, even if her son grew up without her, he was gonna resent her, or her face was gonna fade away. But Alex's face was gonna be his mind, like, printed type shit. He was gonna grow up basically looking for him, then want to kill him and all that type of shit. And it was just gonna be, and then he was gonna have regrets, like wishing he was the person that was on the floor today, like where they was at type shit. And it was just a whole bunch of trauma basically. And that's basically like, yo, that's why your son not, meant for this life, or you type shit, for that matter, because she knew. But what happened? Like, it ended up being a standoff or whatever. So I guess he was just gonna do it because before he knew that she called the police, like, he was even gonna get her grace, but he like, yeah, I can't, I fuck with, this is my business, like, with the whoop. So he like, I'm gonna make it easy on you type shit. Like, he was finna really do that to her. But as he turned around, like, he was finna do it type shit, they finna go on with the process, whatever. The man and with the computer, like, okay, 4 minutes, was not gonna be long with the whoop. She ended up saying, like, she's ended up, like, disputing, not disputing, but, like, what's the word? Sorting out the money. Like, send 10 to me, send send fire to whoever with the whoop. She like, and then send it to Bromwell's bank. Mind you, the girl told the man about Cody, being hired to somebody being hired, her husband being hired to kill him type shit. Boom. So she ended up telling her fucking self. Like, soon as he heard, I mean, like, they both upped on each other. Like, it was just crazy. Like, if the instinct was crazy. So, and that's another thing. When motherfuckers have first ups, it's crazy. Like, even if you had gunpoint, like, it was crazy. That movie was so good. Like, y'all gotta watch it. But anyway, if they had at gunpoint with each other type shit, she talking like she's trying to like tell him like family was just business. You weren't supposed to. I guess he got too attached to the family, like to the point he almost was gonna put everybody else in danger. I'm allegedly, I don't know, but to say you fuck with somebody and backdoored them, betrayed them type shit, knowing he loved this person or his wife or his son and shit like that, and you did that behind his back, like that's crazy. And he basically hit her with her own shit, talking about the family is attachment is dangerous or some shit, and he was like, basically you attached to me type shit, and that's how he ended up getting hurt. He's like, what about you, and she thought about it like, damn, I trust you type shit, and he ended up having the first pull, got her, then get everybody else in the room with him type shit, except for the girl Jamie. It was crazy, y'all. It was so crazy. But after that happened, right, I'm thinking it's gonna be a whole little love story, whatever. They gonna run off together. Her husband ended up coming, right, shooting Alec like 3-2 times type shit. So it was crazy. Like, her baby daddy, her husband, she already, like, before all this happened, she already wanted him dead, because she was like, he did all this. He had made the account in her name type shit the first day they got married. That's why I was talking about the marriages and shit. Motherfuckers be doing it for business and shit. It was confirmation. Everything was connecting, y'all. And how motherfuckers trying to set up this relationship and shit like that, it was all connected. And that just confirmed everything for me. But this could help somebody out, save a life, whatever, with the whoop. He came in, the husband came in acting like shit was sweet, obviously, and playing a part. So he like lying to her shit, like talking about something. I was working for the feds. They just wanted the money, because he knew he couldn't have the money without her type shit. So he like, I was working for the feds trying to get them locked up type shit. That's why I was saying, like, they was acting like that reading I did, I said that person, but like I said, the roles could be flipped. That you can't just go off what I'm saying. You just gotta take what resonates, put yourself where you fit. So he basically tried to put everything on them, the people he was working for type shit. Like, I was working for the feds, we were trying to get them, they had me wired so I can get info on them, basically saying they tried to find a place to work, basically forced him to go into his restaurant, because they needed a place to like move. Her rhyme could be significant as well, and the motherfucker got stopped fucking with their ex crackhead or something. I don't know how you call that. And they take pride on that too. Like that's their story. They tell everybody as if, type shit. So anyway, that's significant as well. And I've been picking up on heavy substances as well too. But anyway, they was moving that shit too through restaurants and businesses and shit or whatever. I guess that's how they made their money too, which was the drugs. But yeah, he was basically lying and shit like this, and she need to help him out to help the feds basically to get them locked up type shit. So the dude Alec wasn't fully dead. He was on the fully like he was lying. He need the money. He can't get the money without you type shit. So he was like mad. He was talking type shit like shut up, whoop whoop, and all that. So as she played along, she like, well, the account number is with the whoop, the password is Cody, But when he said Cody, she knew it was gonna trigger him because, mind you, he did that to the kid. I guess he didn't know she knew type shit, and the dude wouldn't tell her type shit. So you could tell as he like telling the person over the phone what she's saying. You could tell he got nervous when she said Cody because he like, yeah, Cody type shit. So he hung up the phone thinking it was sweet or whatever. Then she was like, just watching him. Then he called back. He got a phone call back saying like, she's like, what's the problem? You could tell he was like looking like. She's like, what's the problem? How long? Is something wrong with the password? So he knew she wasn't fucking with it type shit. Like she wasn't on none of that. He wasn't getting shit. He was called. So he even threatened her child. They child like, I'm finna do something to Alec if you don't tell me. Like, nut, So they end up having a little squabble or whatever. Alec ended up helping out where Jamie got the gun type shit. So she ended up shooting her husband, baby daddy, whatever. Yeah. That was that. But mind you, this money is already, she know who got the money. Not in her account no more, but it's in Alex's account or whatever. So after she did that, mind you, the police was already called back, and they was on their way to where she already said she was at. So when she did that, the police had entered type shit. One officer, and as he coming in, it's all bodies on the floor. It's like 5 bodies on the floor, and she just right there. Mind you, she was already missing when they kidnapped her. She was already, police already had came to the place she was at too, looking for her. But Alec had to kill him because they had found her before time was even, yeah. So y'all just gotta watch it with the whoop. So the police came in. But Alec told her to run down before they even came. Like, look, that money, that 30 million type shit, it belongs to 3 other people. If they don't get their money, they still gonna come after you how we came after you type shit. Boom. And yeah, he told her who to get the money to and shit like that. They next with the whoop. Whatnot, and he said that 4 million or 14 million or something. No, he said that 4 million, he like do something, basically gave her $4 million type shit. But after that, the police came in. So she was like, the police was like, did you know what they wanted type shit? Because they didn't know what the fuck going on. They just see it was, she had the choice to say yes or no, but she said no. So she stuck with the plan. She like, shit, 4 million. But yeah, like, she ended up doing what she had to do because her life was basically at stake. She gave the money back to the people that she owed or had to give it back to. She didn't owe, but that was part of they deal type shit. But police was like, I don't even know if he made it or not. They should make a part 2. But that was good as fuck. He was like, he called for dispatch, like, we need medical assistance for the woman with the whoop, and we got 5 people down and 1 joining them type shit. That's what he said. I don't know if he made it, but she walked out and that was it. Like, she went on her business. And it went off. The movie went off. But that's crazy. That is crazy. I was picking up on that too with the what was that? I said something about a funeral. Nah, that was the reading. I said, friends to be the one to get you in the long run. When I said something about a back door, like somebody man's fucking with they woman or something like that, you would have thought I was saying like motherfuckers cheating or some shit, but this could be what I'm talking about. Like motherfuckers really going behind motherfuckers' back. Like, so basically it's a queen pin. 2 motherfuckers in a business connected to the queen pin, right? It's another female that's connected because like I said, the two motherfuckers in the business who supposed to, who be discreet, have families for fronts and shit. Like they pass as fathers and husbands type shit to do what they do, the business. But them two, they had one of them backdoored the other one, off his wife and son. But the dude didn't know type shit. But whole time it's money. This motherfucker back doing everybody for the money type shit. Jeopardizing everybody, even his wife and kids type shit. So even if like it was just a lot, y'all. It's a lot. But as dude finding out where the money was at, he realized who backdoored him for his who hired his partner to off his wife and kids. Then it got the queen pin and some shit because it's like she the one that authorized the shit. So it was just a whole bunch of, like I said, no honor amongst thieves. It's crazy, but it's crazy. Heavy on the money laundering though, and transferring and shit overseas and bank accounts and shit, and the motherfuckers don't know about motherfuckers. And then in the movie, dude was acting broke. Like that was the plan, like the plot. Like motherfuckers would have you have to move like that. Like you don't have no money and shit. Like you loan behind bills and shit, penny pinching and shit. Have your wife and your kids thinking like, oh, I may not be able to get it type shit, and still end up doing it type shit. Yeah, heavy on the widows too. Like that movie and the Betrayal is significant. It's significant. But that's all I have for you guys right now. I'm finna do some more readings, but that was something. If y'all need a personal, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and reach out. Bye.